Okay, now do the
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Welcome back to the All Natural Podcast.
Hello.
We're joined by Aldo.
Good evening.
Hello. So, it's 2018. Spoiler! Star Wars.
Are you spoiling that we're talking about Star Wars, or are you spoiling
I'm
that the year is
worried about
2018?
no.
Spoiler
both.
alert.
Anyway,
Star Wars.
so we've all seen Star Wars. I've only seen it once. I need to see it again.
Ditto.
I've seen it twice. I like it.
However, so far I got problems with it.
But these guys get into it way more than I do. So I like listening to what they have to say. I like listening to what you guys have to say. I have good input. I like it. I don't know as much as you guys do, obviously, about this stuff. So I've got a different virtue of it.
I'm kind of interested in that, actually, because I hear more complaints than I do good things. So I think your perspective is actually probably more rare than not.
Yeah.
What is it that you like?
I just like it. I think it's good. I like the way they're going. I like what they're doing. I like the fact that the villain has no mask right now. David didn't like the way Snook, am I saying it correct? Snoke died. Snoke died. I personally think it was great.
What I think is great about that is
it
got him out of the way.
Okay, so let's talk about that exact scene.
See you later. See you later, bye.
Let's talk about that exact scene. The way that whole shit laid out.
Okay.
It was bullshit.
The whole
Snoke's talking about he's going to use the Force and know who his true enemy is and you
mean the way they telegraph the shit out of it?
He's going to tilt the hilt towards his true enemy and strike him down.
That was one of those.
It was fucking lame as hell.
That was one of those
you can't fucking defend it.
Disney ass kind of. You have to put this in because people are dumb.
And the last time,
and the funny thing about that is that people were surprised. Like a few people that I've talked to about that were like, "Oh, man, I couldn't believe it when he killed the one guy. I was totally surprised by that." I was like, "You mean even while the guy was describing to you what was about to happen?"
I like that he's dead.
That's me too. That now I don't need to know.
The scene was horrible. I hate how they played that out.
He wasn't around nearly long enough. We had all this build up. They're selling all the fucking action figures of Snoke and all this other shit, and he's in the film for what, 10 minutes?
He's going to come back and he's going to be the spirit.
Correcting the mistakes of J.J. Abrams. That's all that was.
He's going to be the Obi-Wan.
It's taking us too much to correct everything else. Let's just write this guy out of the story.
And there's still
and I got to admit, the way he died was kind of cool. I like that he got sliced in half with a lightsaber and just fell over.
That was
just
bullshit.
done.
I liked it.
Cool.
He went out like,
The way they did that was just corny. It was
TV. It was quick and dirty. They were like, let's just get it out of the way.
All right, and then they still haven't explained where Luke's lightsaber came from.
You can't. Nobody can.
That's what I'm saying. They never should have started that fucking storyline if they can't back it up with something. And I'm willing to bet that it doesn't happen in the third movie either.
Right. That's another gripe I have with The Force Awakens is why bring in, what's-her-face, Moss, this little fake Yoda, when you can just have Yoda show up as a ghost anytime. And then she brings in the most impossible artifact of the entire first trilogy. There's no way that still exists, that lightsaber.
And then they broke it.
Oh, and yeah,
fuck?
Again, I think that's just a case of saying we need to get out of this right away because JJ stuck us in a fucking corner again.
I don't know. I
do need to see it again badly. Like I went to it with stars in my eyes. I wanted to have a good experience, so I didn't go to it with a very critical mindset. But I need to go back and see it again, looking to pick it apart.
Well, here's another thing. Here's another thing that Aldo brought to my attention the last time we were talking about this. Is they're fucking dropping bombs. They're dropping bombs in space.
Right.
I couldn't get around dropping bombs in space.
I never
the
put that
scene really
together.
killed me. I don't know.
There was a much better way to do that anybody who knows.
Well, that's what I was saying. All they had to do was
take
take 2 seconds to explain that these are like special anti-gravity bombs, or
right.
Put a little jet on it.
Like instead of heat seekers, they seek anti-gravity.
I don't know.
The every starship's got its gravity maker in it, right? Everybody's standing. They've got gravity inside every starship,
they've got artificial gravity.
So just say the bombs are gravity-seeking bombs that seek out artificial gravity.
Something.
That would make sense. But no, they just sort of imply that anywhere you are, a bomb always goes down.
It's sci-fi.
Yeah. Or maybe they're trying to say, no, the orbit caught the bomb, or, the planet's gravity caught the bombs and not anything else.
Not the way it looked when they shot it. I don't know. It kind of just, that whole scene, they had a fleet of bombers dropping bombs.
Some Disney-ass shit.
And then you got, of course, Princess Leia getting sucked out into the vacuum of space. General Leia, my bad.
I don't know why they would have not just let her die.
That was kind of cool.
She gets sucked out into space.
Except for the whole time you're watching it, you're going, but I
cognizant.
know that Carrie Fisher is no longer with us.
Why they wouldn't
There's
have just
another
let her-
thing. They had a perfect opportunity to send her off.
Exactly.
And be dead or whatever. But
like, as cool as that moment was, and it was cool to say, look, she's so fucking
at the moment, but then
she's so undercover Jedi that she can survive long enough in space to get back to the ship.
See, this is why I'm so disappointed.
However,
with this movie,
it knowing that she died, they should have just cut that out and said that's how she died.
We can talk as long as we have about everything that there is to criticize, and we haven't even started about Luke. That's my biggest disappointment. The entire movie is what they did to Luke Skywalker.
Luke is the main reason I want to watch the movie again, because I really liked the performance that Mark Hamill did.
I don't like the direction his
I
whole
just
character
don't know.
went.
I was gonna say I don't know if
It's
I really
not the
grasped
same-
what they
it's
were
not
trying
the
to
same
say with
Skywalker.
his story.
He was the New Hope. And I had no hope at all.
Nah,
He
he couldn't be the New Hope though, because they weren't about to have him go out and do 15 more lightsaber fights.
But I mean, he was and they still shot the scene.
They did the one.
They still shot
and
the
that was
scene.
cool. I mean, that too. The fact that they never made contact, so
If
it
they were
actually
gonna
makes
do it-
sense that he actually wasn't even there.
If they were going to do it, they could have just done it.
Fight.
They shot the scene anyway. As he
Well, they gave us one. That's kind of how I look at that. They threw us a bone on that one.
Yeah, my thing, he was just so down and he was so depressed and then we just gave up on everything, gave up on the whole Jedi Order. That's not the same Luke Skywalker.
No, that was my biggest
That's
problem.
not the same guy.
But it was the Luke Skywalker after having killed his father.
It's like the difference between one of our favorite topics here on the show. The difference between Al Pacino playing Michael Corleone in Godfather 2 versus him playing the same, quote unquote, the same role
guy
in Godfather 3. Totally fucking different, completely different person, completely different character. But the major difference there is that it's not Mark Hamill's fault. It was definitely Al Pacino's fault as far as the Michael Corleone role, but it was not Mark Hamill's fault in the Luke Skywalker
I mean, as far
role.
as how he did it.
He was being directed. He was.
That's why I say I like his performance. I don't necessarily like the story and
he did a good job. It's not Mark Hamill's fault.
But he kicked ass as
That's
far
not
as
really the
acting.
point, though.
Yeah,
it's not really the point.
That's
Because when it
like
comes
the
down to it,
best
it's not
Mark Hamill
about
acting
how.
With all this build-up that we had, 2 years ago at the end of the Force Awakens, when she's holding out the fucking lightsaber and he's there on the fucking mountain. That's not where that fucking story was supposed to go.
The scene where he throws it over his shoulder is just as lame as it.
I didn't care
That was
for it
great.
at all.
I saw it coming.
Nah, it fucking sucks.
Luke
Yeah,
Skywalker
it's
was not
horrible.
going to come back and save the galaxy. That was never happening. I don't know what JJ was thinking there. It was not happening.
It should have been him being the fucking Shaolin monk that takes in the...
It should have.
the-
However, they just went with an Empire Strikes Back version and said, well, what if it's like the Shaolin monk of negative ass fucking reverse
what if
psychology?
Yoda was all like,
And it's basically
whatever.
like, no,
Fuck all the
they
bullshit.
do movies like this. The Taskmaster movies are all over the place. Fucking 36 Chambers.
Well, that's what I'm
Everything
saying.
that
It
is
should
in
have been
front of
more
you
like
is
36
hard
chambers.
and negative and is basically meant to make you quit. This is how 36 Chambers is. It's all there to fuck you up and make you quit. Can you hack your way through it?
That's not how the monks behaved, though.
In 36 Chambers?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. They didn't act like Luke Skywalker. He was genuinely...
watch
he
it-
had genuinely
Watch it
given
in Cantonese. It's different.
He
It's
had
different.
genuinely given up. You know what I'm saying? They knew they were actually running the place.
Well, I think that was his point.
To the
He was like, if Super Skywalker here can give up, then maybe, I need to press you that much harder. Like I said, the Taskmaster role is not something unprecedented. I was ready for that.
Yeah, whatever. They ruined his character.
Well, they killed him. That's what
I
I'm
agree.
going.
That too.
But they could have killed him. I would have been okay with that.
I like the fact that he didn't die. He joined the Force.
Sure,
like every other cool Jedi gets to do.
Cool.
So, all right, fine.
Cool, and I would have been okay with that. He still could have been the badass monk that teaches the.
True.
I would have been better with that.
I think that they were too into it's got to be the negative, the dark side, the dark movie.
I thought he was out there.
They were too into Disney's too fucking involved.
I thought he was out there in solitude, like Yoda was, like staying in tune with the Force and knowing what's going on.
Yes.
And when he's out there with the fish nuns, milking the fucking sea beasts, and I don't know. I hated it. That it was almost disrespectful.
That was
to
funny,
Luke
but it was
Skywalker.
like one time funny. I can't see that being funny the second time.
Oh, cheap one-liners. And this thing, from the start of the
gotta
movie,
live off something,
with the
right?
whole I'll put you on hold thing, that I just couldn't do. The whole thing stunk for me.
I need to watch it again though. I tried watching a bootlegged Russian.
How'd that work out?
It just wasn't the same.
You влазят your force, товарищ. Jan Zuzelbloid.
I guess,
Jedi.
Ports.
Lightsaber.
I guess we'll wrap up the Star Wars session here.
Peace.
Join us again in just a few moments when we decide what makes a perfect Tom Collins.
A Tom Collins.
You have to put Tom Collins in it, right?
Starring Tom Collins.
We'll have Tom Collins as a guest. We're gonna miss something. I know it. We're gonna be all the way through it, and everybody's gonna go, "Wait a minute, what does Karate Kid count as?"
Welcome back. All right, let's get into that.
All right.
The Mount Rushmore of sports movies.
The Mount Rushmore of sports movies.
Let's get there.
All right.
Does the Karate Kid count as a sports movie?
If
It's Karate,
Actually,
man.
see-
Karate is a sport.
you could say that, or you
Karate's
could
a
say-
sport.
The reason I say that is because they have a tournament, an
Yeah.
actual sports tournament in the movie, but it's also kind of in a way not really exactly in a martial arts movie either.
And you know what? I'll allow it because I'm going to hit you with Rudy, which is probably fall under the
okay.
same category.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's a sports movie.
All right. Yeah. So all right.
But to go on the
I
Mount
don't know
Rushmore
that. Yeah, Mount Rushmore is actually
is
going to
not
cover.
the Karate Kid's not going to go up on the Mount Rushmore.
No.
There's no way.
Rudy. Man, I'm gonna have to think about that one because the ones that I want up there,
Fucking Rudy?
like most people would immediately say Rocky, and I
Write
can't
these
argue
down.
with that one.
Hold on. Karate Kid.
Okay, now hold on.
Ignore Karate
Are we
Kid,
going? Are we going
Uh,
sports movie as far as?
That'll be coming of age movies.
Okay, so if you're talking about sports movies, are we going to a particular sport?
Yeah, if you lock it down to one sport,
That's
it
the
becomes much
thing.
easier.
Because you
Well,
can put
no,
anything
I
in
don't
there.
give a shit
That's
about the
fair.
natural, but the natural belongs there. I don't give a shit about Field of Dreams, but it would belong on
Sports
this
movies,
list.
you got the Mighty
Write
Ducks.
that down.
you know?
And yeah, fuck Field of Dreams, though.
It would belong there, though, as far as the world is concerned.
It's in the discussion.
So would Days of Thunder, but I give a shit. But it belongs there.
I mean, you put the longest yard on there.
Grand Prix,
The Burt Reynolds longest yard.
Chariots of Fire.
Hold on, man. Fucking relax. What'd you say? Longest yard?
Yeah,
Times 2?
No, times one.
Times one.
Times 1. Okay.
The original, man. I mean, it's an original. Oh, it's a
I
comedy,
haven't even
yes.
seen all of this.
Chariots of Fire.
And I still know.
You got to put the Mighty Ducks on there.
Might do that.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, Necessary Roughness would be one I'd like to add, even though it probably has no shot. But I mean, seriously.
The Last Boy Scout.
Necessary Roughness is the shit.
See, okay, yeah, the last Boy Scouts.
The Last Boy Scout?
That's
Yeah.
like a movie that's got sports signs wrapped around it. It's
Probably got more
it's a
sports
movie
in
in a
it
sports
than
jersey.
it's got more sports in it than the Karate Kid does. It's probably got more sports in it than Rudy does.
Maybe.
It's probably got more football in it
but
than
Rudy
does.
yeah, I'm sure. Just because Rudy's only really got the one moment.
All right, we're talking Any Given Sunday, obviously.
Yeah. Any Given Sunday would be a big one. The program
would be a big one.
I think I probably like the program more than Any Given Sunday.
No, come on. Come on. Have
Because-
you watched that movie since you were like an adult?
Yes.
Because
Oliver Stone being Oliver Stone. You know, his movies are kind of like...
I understand what
You
you're
gotta
saying.
dig him to
but
even dig his movie at all. I
His
guess.
style works well with the fucking action scenes on the field, man. The way it's
They're
cut,
all right.
the way it's edited, it's fucking great,
They're
man.
all right.
It's the best. It's the best as far as football action in a cinematic presentation
In my opinion,
goes.
if you really watch it
The
though,
best.
if you really watch those scenes, it's the editing that saves all that shit. 'cause
Yeah,
the
man,
shots
the
are
editing
uninspired.
That's what I'm saying. The editing.
The
is
shots, the individual
That- I
shots of the
disagree with
program
that,
are
too.
better.
What?
You watch a hit in the program and
Yeah.
you go, "Ow, that hurt."
Yeah,
And
you
it's
got
'cause the
them
guy
talking
fucking hit
in
him
fucking
too.
slow motion and all
But-
this like get along, little.
I'm gonna
Johnny."
say
It's
there is a
fucking
lot of other
ridiculous.
shit that's like, you know, they're not the same style at all. But I'm just saying,
Varsity Blues.
Any Given Sunday is
Disagree
Oliver
with that,
Stone
bro.
just sort of doing his thing.
You disagree with Varsity Blues?
I'm not a fan.
I've never
No.
seen it now.
I'm not a fan of what's the other one? The fucking Texas one where they lose at the fucking end and it sucks.
Friday Night Lights
Yeah.
There you go. Friday Night Lights.
with Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
I liked it.
What about
Yeah,
just
put
on
you gotta
football
put the
here.
you gotta put the
We haven't-
gridiron
like
game
we
in
could
there.
just go on and on about football movies.
Spoiler
and still
alert, they
have
fucking
trouble.
lose. Don't even bother watching it. It's totally uninspiring.
What about Remember the Titans?
Good one.
All
The
right.
Washington.
What about We Are Marshall?
We're getting
We
a
Are
lot
Marshall's
of fucking...
What about Brian's song? See, this is great because
The Bad News Bears.
Oh,
We can only-
that's a good one.
yeah, I was gonna
That's a good one.
Right, we can move into baseball now. We've got
When we
a
get into
huge list
baseball,
going,
man, we
and
get
we've
into
only
that
got
one,
room
man.
for
Jesus
4.
Christ. Hold on.
Most of these have no chance in
Oh,
hell of making them
motherfucking-
out.
I've already got Field of Dreams.
No, man. No. Fucking
Baseball?
Wild Thing. Yes.
Major League.
Major League.
Major League.
Major League.
I like Major League. I'm not.
Yes.
I don't like baseball. I like Major League.
It
I
was
have
good.
a copy of it. I quote it a lot.
That's a good movie.
I say I love Bob Uecker in that movie. He's funny as fuck. Just a bit outside.
Show Me the Money.
Fucking Jerry Maguire. I never saw that one. Big hit though.
Ginormous hit.
I did.
got like
You remember the
20
Babe
fucking
Ruth
things.
movie called? I think it's just called Babe.
Babe was good, man.
And
Put that on there,
I saw
too.
that in the
That was
theater
excellent.
with my buddy because we were both like, for no particular reason, we were both big fans of John Goodman. And we were like, we've got to go see that movie.
That's a good movie.
What about Ali?
And then we saw it, and it turned out to be fairly good.
Ali, I haven't
Ali,
even
oh,
seen
okay,
it
yeah.
yet.
So yeah, do we move back into
Unfortunately.
boxing movies now because there's a lot more of those?
No, there's a ton. I mean, there's just too many.
Raging Bull.
Right, Raging Bull.
Raging fucking is. We're counting.
In fact,
it. Fuck yeah. we're
Let's
counting
say the Mount Rushmore of sports movies must include a boxing movie, right? It's gonna have to be one
It's
of each
Raging
sport.
Bull.
It's gonna have to be the top movie from the top 4 sports. It's gotta
There you
have
go.
a boxing movie
Football,
because
boxing,
boxing
baseball.
movies are all over the place. Even they're
something
much
else.
more popular versus a football movie or a baseball movie. So
What about Caddyshack?
Yeah, man, it's
It's
a
a sports
comedy.
movie.
I love it. I just watched it the other
if
day.
you want to count, golf
I'm ready
as
to
a
watch
sport.
number 2.
Hold on,
Golf
wait.
is a fucking sport.
So-
Don't even try it. No, we're not even going to
No,
get
I
into
wasn't
it.
gonna do
Golf's a
that.
sport.
No,
Okay.
no, that's not what I was gonna
Okay.
say. What I was gonna
We're
say
gonna
is
nix that real quick.
no, golf's a sport. I'm not going to start counting card playing movies, mind you, but golf's a sport. Now, if we're talking about the Mount Rushmore, we got these 4. Should it be one of each sport, or one? You know, it'd have to be a baseball, a basketball, a football, and then a boxing because there's way more boxing movies than there ever will be hockey or golf movies.
So I mean, we can take boxing off.
So you
the
wanna
board
just
right
do that?
now because nothing's going to beat Raging Bull, right?
Or Rocky.
Or is it Rocky?
Those are probably
for
the
me,
2 that
it's
would have to
Raging
battle
Bull,
it out.
but-
I think I would go with Raging Bull. Most people would probably go with Rocky.
So we got football, baseball.
I mean, Rocky was probably
Basketball
the more
and boxing?
You want to do it that way?
Or
There aren't all that
football,
many basketball
baseball.
movies. I'd say football, baseball, and boxing definitely because there's just way too many movies.
So So football, baseball,
Boxing.
boxing, and what else?
Well, that would be
wild
between.
card.
Yeah, we'll save that one for a minute. That might be a whole other discussion.
So football, you're saying any given Sunday.
On that one, I'd have to give it to Any Given Sunday in the end. Yeah. There's really, like, even the stuff... There's a lot of good stuff out there, football-wise, you know? We've named a lot of great movies now that I'm thinking about it. It's like, man, there's actually kind of a lot of good football movies
So now
out there.
we've got football all the way at the end of
And we're only,
Sunday.
like, just getting started.
So boxing, we're talking about Raging Bull or Rocky. Where's the quarter at?
We should call somebody.
What,
Where's
for
the
Raging
quarter
Bull
at?
or Rocky?
I should call somebody whose opinion the three of us all respect,
Dave's.
and put him on the spot like right now.
Why? To break the tie that doesn't exist?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I like Rocky and all.
I just
and
like the idea of putting somebody
I
on the spot.
respect it. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Well, let's call some boxing person.
Who knows boxing? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody knows boxing. Bo knows boxing. All right, so for me, I'm happy to call it Raging Bull. Yeah.
What do you think, Scotty? Raging Bull?
Raging Bull.
All right.
What's our other two topics?
And then we were going to try to do what, a football and a baseball?
A baseball one?
I don't think there's going to be two movies from one sport that are going to just so impress us that we have to put two from one sport.
Well, where are we at?
If it was,
Next
it would
is
be
football.
Raging,
We
probably
were close
Rocky.
on football. Do we all agree that's Any Given Sunday?
Yeah, sure.
I'll give it to Any Given Sunday on football. Baseball, I'm not so sure what to go with.
Major League.
Baseball. Baseball.
How about Mr. Baseball, the one that Tom Selleck did?
What about The Fan?
The Fan.
Fan was good.
With De Niro and Snipes.
Wasn't that a Tony Scott movie, I think? It was a fairly good movie. For being one
Baseball.
Of what? The Natural.
Bad News Bears.
Man.
Major League.
I'm going with Major League, I think. That's probably the one that I think of.
The Sandlot.
Like
Sandlot.
most. I don't know if I even watched that one.
Snoring in a Field of Dreams. Babe.
Babe. I'm still going with Major League.
We're going with Major League.
Major League's funny. I like it.
And mainly because, you know, I've run around saying I've run around saying lines from that movie, you know, my whole life, so.
And the fourth category.
Some other sports movie
Martial arts?
that isn't from, no. Martial arts? Come on. Now we're going to have to
Like
sift through
Bloodsport? I mean,
9,000
Bloodsport,
martial
not
arts movies trying to pick the one that's going to fit on this list.
Karate Kid. I mean, if the Karate Kid's
Wait a
on the
minute,
list.
no, if you
it
count
shouldn't,
martial arts, then we're going to have to open it to all martial arts movies, and that's too much.
Alright, then that takes the Karate Kid out.
I don't, forget Karate Kid. All right, we don't need that.
What else we got on that list?
We just need to pick another movie
Chariots of Fire.
that's from any sport that's not one of the three that we've already done.
Well, yeah, according to our list here, it's Caddyshack.
Chariots of Fire.
It's Caddyshack and Chariots of Fire
Caddyshack because of golf.
and Days of Thunder. I know, that's what I'm saying. Those are the ones that aren't on in one of these three categories.
I know we said Mighty Ducks.
And Mighty Ducks.
You seriously can't think of any more sports movies?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack doesn't even stand up to half the football movies we've named.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're dividing them
We
into
haven't named
categories,
one
then
hoops movie yet.
Those aren't eligible. Huh?
I said we haven't even named one basketball movie yet.
Alright, Space Jam.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, that one's going up there.
There's Hoosier.
Oh, White Man Can't Jump.
White Man.
That,
Can't
I was
Jump.
gonna say basketball wise, my personal favorite is White Man Can't Jump, but not the greatest movie.
That's
in the
a
world.
great
It's just,
movie.
It's just funny, entertaining.
That movie's... I like that movie.
Is it greatest sports movie kind of movie though? I don't know about
I
that.
don't know if it goes on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
Good movie, though.
that might be my favorite basketball movie because most basketball movies aren't very good for some reason.
Above the Rim.
Have I seen that? I don't remember.
What was that? What was that?
I saw Hoosiers. That
What
was
was that
alright, but
Tupac
not
movie?
greatest of all
Yeah,
time.
Hoosiers, yeah.
I saw Blue Chips, but that movie
What was that
wasn't
Tupac
very good.
movie? Juice? That was about
Was it Juice?
there was like a basketball thing.
Poetic Justice, or
I don't know. Yeah, I'm tripping. Anyway.
I know there's more Hoops movies out there than that, but I can't really think of
Never saw Hoosiers. What about Teen Wolf?
Fucking Teen.
That is kind of a basketball movie, isn't it? I never would have thought of that ever. Yeah, really ain't a sports movie though. No, that movie actually honestly belongs in a category with The Karate Kid. You know, movie about teenager doing crazy shit.
What about The Wrestler?
Oh, good choice. Because let me tell you, out of all the wrestling movies that are out there, that's the only one that's worth fuck. It's a hell of a lot better than No Holds Barred. I promise you that, audience. If you thought you were gonna see a good movie, don't even fucking think about No Holds Barred. But yeah, The Wrestler. That makes me feel good about including wrestling as a sport, because that movie's really good and stands up to the other ones.
Yeah.
Stands up well. You want to go with that? I'll go with that.
Scotty, what do you say?
Word.
Always the yapper.
All right. So we've got Any Given Sunday, Major League, Raging Bull, and The Wrestler.
That's the Mount Rushmore of sports movies, folks.
Brought to you by the All Natural Podcast. We'll return in a moment.
Have an all natural day.
Word.
I mean, unless you got distracted or something.
Why are we rolling?
Not this guy.
Well, you may or may not know. My personal life, my David Waverly may or may not be my real birth given name.
That's interesting.
But that's a rumor. But look,
well, go ahead.
I also may or may not work in quote unquote inside the video game industry. And what I mean by that quote unquote, that's there's like double quotes in there. That's like a double
quote of a quote.
Double air quote.
So somebody has to
on the retail
somebody has
side
to
of
stand
things.
behind you doing air quotes behind you. To
Right,
make that
I'd have
quote.
to have like my toes up doing the air quotes as well.
Oh, nice. All right.
Anyway, it being fresh 2018, I was looking back on, you know, what most of the quote unquote experts have claimed to be the top games of 2017.
Video games.
And
Are you talking like all video games, console games, PC games, all that, or
I don't
just the
even rate
console?
Just
I don't even
games.
rate PC games. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, PCs don't have
don't even
games.
count.
Huh? They don't count.
Those PCers.
They're cheap imitation copies. Video games.
Anyway, so yeah, and but I was looking at the list of the top games of whatever 2017. I didn't play most of them. Like, I'm a gamer daily. I'll be playing my video games, but I'm also like 40 and have kind of a different. I don't play what most of the kids are playing. I don't play online very much. But the one that won Game of the Year wasn't even an online game. It was the new Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
And you haven't played it.
Didn't touch it.
Did you even want to play it?
Not a Zelda guy. Not a Zelda guy. Never have been.
Not even the original Zelda.
Nope.
Really?
No, I watched.
Never.
I
Me
played
either.
it. I played some of it, but I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how RPGs worked.
I didn't
I
really
needed it to
understand
be
it, and I
a
sure
lot
didn't want to
more
have
like
to buy
Mario.
every issue of Nintendo Power so that I could beat the game and get all the little
Yeah.
goodies.
See, I didn't even.
But I thought it was cool to just run around playing, as just a video game. There weren't all that many games that were very good back then. That was a fairly good one for the time.
I wanted it to be like Mario, and it wasn't.
So
Yeah, right.
So I looked at this list, just scrolled through this list.
I played some of them.
I played maybe 3 out of this whole fucking list that I just went through. 3 games.
Which ones?
Forza. Well, we played the Resident Evil VR, so I don't know if it's got a Resident Evil on
Yes,
here.
yeah.
So I don't know if that's
Biohazard.
considered.
Biohazard.
So I'll take that. That's 2.
We kind of played that.
Well, yeah.
I didn't play it very
I
much.
I checked it out, man. You were playing Cuphead. It's just not my thing.
Cuphead was good. That was an excellent game for 2017.
I watched you finish playing Uncharted.
Lost Legacy.
Forza.
Not 4, but Lost Legacy. That was good.
Forza's on here.
Forza 7.
Yep, we played it. It's cool. Man, this thing just keeps on scrolling. And then 2K18.
Mm-hmm. And Madden.
Madden's not even on this list.
Oh, well, I mean, fuck the list, but...
I'm just saying. So, yeah, I mean, what was that, 4?
Madden was decent this year.
It was good.
Or 2017.
It was good. I mean...
games kind of don't count, though, because they're still, it's Madden.
Well, if that by that
It's the
rationale,
same game
2K doesn't count either.
Exactly. Exactly.
kind of the
2K
same
was
thing.
disappointing this year.
Very disappointing.
2K17 was way better than 18.
Absolutely.
well, then,
Beyond the
yeah,
core,
I absolutely
that sounds
agree.
fucking ridiculous this year.
But
It's horrible.
Take that,
on the
2K.
on the side note, still playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Still
It's the game that never dies.
never dies. Still kicking the shit out of it.
It's the game that never dies.
Well, hey, I've been playing Fallout Shelter, so...
And we did play Resident Evil.
We did play Resident
So
Evil.
that was a hot one last year.
I give him
I
that.
didn't play Horizon. Everybody fucking barfed over Horizon because they were so happy with it.
It
They were
wasn't.
so
I
happy
mean,
about it.
They barfed in
you know,
happiness.
Gran Turismo didn't make that list. Wasn't it out in 17?
And Gran Turismo Sport. Uh-oh. Is there a problem?
Sorry. Gran Turismo, you say?
Yeah, Gran Turismo Sport. We did play that.
Good game. Good
So,
game. Should be on the list.
That wasn't bad. It had the VR shit. But I was under the impression that it was going to be fully playable in VR.
Man,
So I was kind of disappointed
What
to
does that
find
mean?
out that it wasn't. Well, it had a section of VR races that you could do, but it wasn't
You'd
fully
like the whole
playable.
game- it
Yeah,
wasn't
like
the
I
whole
thought you could
game.
go online.
Well, for a
and
second, I
all
thought
that
you
stuff.
meant that, like, well,
But,
if they have this, you can hop into it and sort of observe the race, but you don't get to play it. That would be lame. I mean,
Bless you.
it'd be cool the first time you went through it, but then it would be lame forever.
Excuse me. Yes, but yes, that game was good. I mean, it was cool for what we played.
So far, I haven't played.
We're still
any of
playing it,
these
really.
games.
Yeah.
Still playing it. I didn't play Halo Wars 2 because I'm not a Halo guy, but it was like a strategy game that I probably should have played. 'Cause I like strategy games. I played For Honor. Well, I played the beta for For Honor, and I actually swore up and down I would play it online with my coworkers.
And then you didn't.
Yeah, it never happened.
Shame on you.
No, I mean,
You're not
you
supposed to
gotta go-
swear up and
yeah,
down
you
and then
gotta
not
go
do it.
online. What can I say?
Or does the
They
up
also had
swear
a- they
cancel
had an
out the
awesome-
down swear?
Well, what can I say? The beta was pretty dope, though. I'll say that. I was positive I was going to play Ghost Recon. I didn't end up playing that. That's another one from 2017. Another online. Mass Effect. I played that. I did play. Let's talk about Mass Effect Andromeda for a second.
Okay.
That fucking game was disappointing. Like, I played it and I wanted to like it, and I kept playing it, and I was grinding, and I only got about halfway through it, and I never finished it. And I'm honestly mad at myself for that, but what can I say? The game was not as good as... 2, you can't repeat 2, I guess. 2 is like one of the best games I ever played, ever. Andromeda did not stand up to 2. Sonic had a new one. I didn't play Sonic. Super Mario Odyssey. I did play that for like a minute.
Just a minute.
For like a minute. And that's like 10 feet from where your asses is currently seated.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
But I only played that for like a minute. 5 minutes. It's 5 to 10 minutes.
5 to
I played
10.
that game.
Great game though. Top game for the year. Or not.
I didn't play Injustice 2 because I'm not a fighting game guy.
You play games, right?
I do play some games. I played Friday the 13th. That came out in 2017.
Yes.
That game is pretty dope. That was well done. And I'll tell you why it was well done. It was because it was made by people who know the movies.
Well,
Like, they studied the movies, and they put shit from the movies in it, and it made it feel authentic, and it was great. All the kids like it because... I don't know why all the kids like it, because it's an online game. And I do go online and play that with a bunch of strangers. I don't give a fuck.
It was fun. It was a fun game. We haven't played that in a while.
It was a good one. We did get some mileage out of that.
We did. We got some good mileage out of it.
Don't give a fuck about Crash Bandicoot. I was mad enough I had to play that in Uncharted 4. Oh, but let's talk about Lost Legacy. I thought that was really good. Lost Legacy was well done. That's the one you were talking about. I played that. It was a little short, but it was well done.
Not too bad.
Gang Beasts came out in 2017.
Oh, okay, wait, I played that one.
Hooray!
Hey, we found one that I played. Gang Beasts, aka Gummy Bear Rumble.
I played that
Gummy
too.
Rumble.
Balloon
That was pretty
animals
good.
beating each other up. Or something. I don't know how to describe that game, but yeah, I remember that one.
It was pretty good. Not bad. Good party game.
I guess it's more a party game than anything else. Although it almost seems like you have to be sober to play it. Because it's really wacky.
I recommend playing it the other way.
I do too. or I
Two
guess,
thumbs
let me
up.
get, what I mean is to play it. I don't know. That game's weird.
Honestly, I'm still playing The Sims 4. Damn the reviews. That game's pretty good. It's entertaining. It's good enough, anyway. Again, not as good as Sims 3. Sims 3 is still the shining jewel of the Sims franchise.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Still the shit.
In my opinion.
Of course, when The Sims 3 was new, I said The Sims 2 was better. And then they upgraded and updated and changed
Yeah,
it. The Sims 3 changed a lot over the course of its life.
Yeah, by
And
time
the
it-
first
by the
version
time
of
it
that
done,
game
it's
was a
fucking great.
whole lot different.
Well, I mean, you know. you gotta
They
give
added
them
and
time to iron
changed
it
and
out, you know.
took away features that were getting in the way of shit and all kinds of stuff. Which is a nice thing about The Sims. At least they do that. Or did that. I haven't played it in eternity.
Well, the Sims 4 PC release was mad disappointing. But I guess, yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that most of the highest rated games of last year I didn't play.
But you consider yourself to be a gamer.
I like what I like,
Such.
you know what I'm saying? I didn't even play Horizon. I'm a big PS4 guy. I didn't even touch it. Well, that about wraps that up.
Ding, ding, ding.
Assassin's Creed Origins. I played that for like an hour. So I mean, not even enough time to figure out if I like it or not. Really.
Not even enough time to see if it was different from any of the other games.
I mean, it was a beautiful game. I don't know what it is, but I have a hard time dedicating to a big game like that. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe I'm getting older. Who the fuck has time? Who has time to sit down and play a whole fucking
that's
game
my
like
shit.
that?
Is I haven't finished any of these. I think I finished Grand Theft Auto.
Well, I finished GTA fucking the offline 7 or 8 times over now, probably.
Yeah, that's like the only game I can think of that I've finished in eternity. I didn't finish Skyrim or, you know.
No, I've finished
I
Skyrim
didn't
probably.
come close
well,
to finishing Skyrim.
I finished it twice, I guess.
Yeah.
And I started. That's another one. I
Basically,
started it again
none of
in
these
VR.
big epic games I even come
There's
close to
another one
finishing.
from 2017 I played, Skyrim VR.
Right. Well, how was it?
It's another one I played for about an hour,
And then you were like, what?
and I haven't touched it since.
I guess it
You know,
just wasn't that.
I don't know,
interesting.
man. It's hard for me now. I did get around to finishing Fallout 4 in 2017.
Yeah.
What, 3 years after it came out?
Not
So-
me. Nope. Didn't even get close.
Yeah, for me, it's just time. You know what I mean? When I get home from work, it used to be I'm gonna pick up the controller and play whatever game I'm playing. But
Well,
now-
honestly,
now
it
it's
used to
just
be
fucking
that
who
we
has-
played more video games and did less other stuff.
Yeah,
In my case, anyway, that's certainly true.
yeah. Don't get old, folks.
No, get old. It's better than the alternative.
Yeah. Get rich.
Actually, that's a good alternative too.
Get rich and don't work as much.
Get rich, don't work, don't get old.
I played Battlefront 2. There's another one.
Oh,
Battlefront 2 wasn't bad. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Well, I played Hello Neighbor for about 10 minutes. That's all I required.
short game.
No, it's a longer game, but it was definitely more the effort than I was willing to put in, for sure. What was the other one? Oh, Cuphead.
Cuphead.
Cuphead was pretty good. Test your fucking patience, that's for sure. That's one you should play. Scruff.
That's the one with the sort of 30s animated style looking thingy.
Yeah.
No, it just looked like a shinier, prettier version of games that have been done as many times and drive me nuts.
It's like Contra.
Come on, I didn't even like Galaga.
It's like a really hard Contra.
It was too hard. Yeah, right. That's like the last level of Super C, only
Super C.
30s animation style on acid and ×2 speed. No, I'm pretty sure I'd probably wear out of that one very fast. I don't play a lot of video games that are all about testing my reflexes anymore, you know what I mean? Like the games that I play are mostly strategy games or, you know, I don't know. The ones that, well, I play a few others, but the ones that I like the most are mostly like strategy games or things that I can just sort of turn on, mess with for a minute, turn off, come back to later.
I like games.
Which is why I like Fallout Shelter. Just pop in, click a few things for about 2.5 minutes, and then pop out and think about it later.
I like games with choices.
That too. Yeah, I've never liked the idea of we're getting into some like philosophy of video games here, but I've never liked the idea of it's the same game every time you play it, you know? And that's like 92% of video games that have been put out, you know? Super Mario Brothers is the same game every time you play it. It never changes. And they were back then, like every video game was like that. There were very few that had anything different about them at all. It's one thing I liked about Tetris. At least there was a slight random element to Tetris, you know? So that meant it was never the same game twice. Having said that, I now feel uncomfortable, so I'm going to be quiet.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, well, yeah. Here on the podcast.
The All Natural Podcast.
The podcast is happening. So,
What up?
we're going to tell you about a game that we invented how long ago? I mean,
Probably somewhere around 15
like-
years is my guess.
15 years ago.
It seems like, I guess.
So, long ass time
Based
ago.
based on the recollections
Not
that we've
long
been
after
trying
the
to
turn
have
of the
about when
century,
we came up
I
with this
suppose.
thing.
And we were rooming in a small house with another friend of ours, I think. I think we were snowed in. We were snowed in, and the power was out. So there's no video games, nothing to do. But we did have a pile of change and some Jenga blocks.
A pile of Jenga blocks.
A full set of regular-sized Jenga blocks.
Just Jenga blocks.
And
Now, everybody knows Jenga, the game Jenga. This is not the game we're talking about, but we probably started out just playing Jenga because we had it. But as everybody knows, you can only play Jenga for so long.
it evolved. And I think it was one of those those times that we were snowed in that we were well stocked.
What I remember,
Well
I think we
supplies,
were prepared
if you know
for
what
to
I'm
be
saying.
snowed in, but we were not prepared to have no power.
Yeah.
But what I remember is that for some reason we just started building little fortresses with the Jenga blocks, and somebody, me, you, whoever, somebody, started interfering with the building process by throwing change.
So, yeah, just
And it
started
was like a
chucking
race
change
to
at
try
it.
to build a fortress faster than the other person could knock it down with change. And we did that for like half an hour and had such a blast, and we're laughing about it for so long that we said we should figure out how to make this a real game.
And we made some rules.
So we made rules for it.
So you've got time. You've got time to construct your tower. It can only be a 2-player game unless you have more Jenga blocks, more than one Jenga set.
Well, yeah, there's
The
a
piece
million
is only-
variations, but the
The
basic
pieces
game,
only spread so far.
you take,
But if it's a 2-player game, yeah, you split the deck in half, and you have to construct a tower, and it has to be so high. There was a height requirement, and you had to use all the blocks, and you had to be like on the opposite side of the room, and you had to have like some community change, which meant that there was only so many quarters and like a bunch of pennies and whatever.
Yeah, I
so the
think
bigger,
I think it
heavier
was
ones
quarters
were
and
coveted.
pennies.
The bigger coins were
quarters
coveted
were like
because
the
they
big
do more
bombs.
damage. So, but if you threw it, you lost it, and the other person had the quarter now, or whatever it was. Maybe I think we.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was
We
like,
may have
if
had, like, a
you could
half
throw the
dollar
quarter,
or
but then the
something.
other person had the quarter and could throw it back at you.
Yeah,
or-
so-
yeah.
And yeah, you stand on opposite sides of the room and try to knock the other person's Jenga tower down until it's below the height requirement, and then you win that round. And it was endlessly entertaining. It went on for probably 4 or 5 hours with nothing else to do.
And coming up with more new and sophisticated engineering strategies for the next style of tower. Still within the rules. Look, see, it's legal.
And that was
etc.
That was kind of an in-house game until last year, and Scruff took it to the what's the full title?
I took it to the Dark Carnival Games Convention.
Yeah, there you go.
In outside of Detroit last year,
where Jenga-Bomb was unleashed to the world.
It was put on as an actual event along with a lot, because there were a lot of it's a Juggalo thing, and there were a lot of Juggalo run events there, and I put mine in, put my name in. I said, hey, I'll bring Jenga-Bomb up there, and I went up there and I hung up a Jenga-Bomb banner and brought several things of bricks with me and set them up on tables, and throughout the whole thing, maybe 30 people played it.
But hey.
But out of the 30 people that played it, I'd say probably 28 were like, well, that's cool.
He brought it out of St.
And they
Robert.
actually had fun throwing fucking... Yeah, I changed it up.
Missouri.
I'm pretty sure I told you this, but the audience doesn't know. I had to change the rules. I decided pretty much at the last second that throwing coins was just not going to be a good idea. And sure enough, when I got there, the next section over had a couple of flat screen TVs hanging up, and there was nothing but chain link fence between them. I was like, there's no way I'm going to throw fucking quarters back and forth in this place and not get in trouble. So instead of throwing change, you simply throw another Jenga block. But other than that, the rules effectively are the same as the original ones we came up with.
And Scruff will be taking it back to the con this year.
Yes,
Would
indeed.
you say May?
This year, May, I think it's 12th, 13th. 12th, 13th, and 14th, I think, or something like that. Maybe it's 11th, 12th, 13th.
And where is it?
This year, it's in Denver, Colorado.
Oh shit! Go get your legal smoke on.
The marijuana-friendly Denver, Colorado.
Go get your legal smoke on and play Jenga-Bomb at the fucking.
Yeah. It ought to be pretty fresh, actually.
Gamescom.
The whole convention's happening inside the same, quote, official, end quote, hotel that is, the official spot to stay in. And it's all right next to the airport, and basically you can just zip out there, do the con, and zip back, and it's really easy. And while you're there, you should come check out Jenga-Bomb, because I'll be running it in one corner of the place on 2 evenings for about 2 hours, I think, apiece. Although from what I can tell from the schedule, nothing happens after my event, I don't think, so I might just be able to run it as long as people care.
Do life-size Jenga-Bomb.
Now, see, an interesting thing about last year's con was they had giant Jenga. And, and they had giant Jenga with Jenga blocks that are like a foot long.
Dude, giant Jenga-Bomb.
And I was standing there like, I want to do giant Jenga-Bomb. I want to see big castles that you have to stand way back and throw a fucking huge brick like a shot put.
Like a basketball.
Right, like you're throwing a basketball or something, right. And knock down this enormous fucking tower. That'd be dope. I didn't think the owner.
So you can make
it
house friendly.
Do that,
you can make this house friendly, and get plastic blocks. And remember those old plastic bowling balls we used to have to bowl in your house?
Mm-hmm.
Get those little bowling balls, those hard plastic bowling balls, and then that's what they throw at the blocks to knock it down. And you do a life size one, but you can do it in a house where it's safe. And
or you could get like those big cardboard bricks they have in like preschools, and use like a
what I'm saying?
A big Nerf ball.
So
yeah,
and it would still be Jenga-Bomb. It's just the only
like a foam, like the foam basketball you used to have when you hang the basketball goal on the back of your door. Something like a little heavier than that, obviously.
That'd be perfect, probably.
But for the cardboard,
right?
And that's what you're throwing. So then you can make them. You give them different sizes too to build.
Yeah, because the one problem about
right
this
there,
game
you got
is
a marketing
you gotta
aspect
have a
right
safe
now.
Place to throw.
Let's go sell this shit
and/or blocks back and forth.
Copyright.
All natural
podcast, bitches.
Yeah. Don't you be forgetting that either. If you're going to play Jenga-Bomb, I think you're shit for that. However, if you're not going to be, if you are going to be playing Jenga-Bomb, get credit. So
I have no idea.
I'm just saying.
I was expecting it. That's all I know.
Well, I guess that, yeah.
we just went off topic, but yeah, you'll see him in Denver, Colorado. What'd you say? May 11th, 12th, and 13th, somewhere around there?
Something like that.
All right.
I think the 12th is one of the days. I don't remember which day.
That's all right. All Natural
My whole
Podcast.
thing has just been thinking, remember the 12th.
Brings you Scruff, Jenga-Bomb, Denver, Colorado. May something. We'll fucking tell you. 11th,
Yeah, I'm
12th,
sure we'll tell you
13th,
about
14th. It'll be on our website.
I could do an entire podcast just about last year's Dark Carnival Gamescom.
But this year he's going to get video. Scruff's bringing video back.
I might. I should, actually. I
You're
really
taking
should do
some
that. I should
video.
at least get, some video of somebody playing, or get somebody to get a video of me playing something.
Is there anything else that people could see at that booth that you feel like talking about?
Nothing offhand that I can think of. I'm going to have to jazz it up more than I did last year. See, last year, folks, what all I did is I took a piece of fabric and some spray paint, and I wrote some really fucking bootleg-looking letters that said Jenga-Bomb.
Whatever that thing's, the shit is hanging here in the
and
studio.
it took 5 minutes somewhere to make it.
Right back over there.
When I brought it back, I was like, well, shit, I'll just hang it up. Or, well, I didn't say I'll hang it up in here. I gave it to David Waverly, and David Waverly was like, shit, I'll hang it up right here. Mm-hmm. And so it's actually hanging right next to us somewhere. And
it's actually like a tablecloth at the moment.
Oh, it's a tablecloth?
That's right.
Oh, all right, right on. Well, yeah, so now it serves as a tablecloth. And
figuring out where we're going to hang it.
It was hanging
in the cave.
But we needed the room.
We got it, yeah. So it's going in the cave somewhere.
Well...
No, go back to the just like that. That's back to normal rotation. I think
folks at home, it may sound bad that it's serving as a tablecloth, but it's actually pretty fresh. It works for the purpose.
No, it's cool.
It almost
shit.
looks like it was made to be a tablecloth.
We just don't know where we want to put it, man. We can attach it to the door.
Well, this year I'm going to do something. I'm going to do another sign that's kind of similar but much better, and I'm going to try to come up with some other shit to jazz it up, but I can't think of anything so far. Oh. I did come up with something. I was like, I'm going to get some little army men and spray paint them gold and glue them to a Jenga block. And that's going to be like the low-level prize.
Their defense?
No, it's going to be like the prize that they get for winning.
Like a trophy?
Yeah. But then I was also thinking, well, shit, if I'm going to have all these army men laying around, maybe I should have a thing where you can put army men on your fortress. And it's
Scruff.
It's a bonus that you lose if your army man gets knocked down or some shit, I got to do something.
Scruff gave out ribbons last year.
I gave out ribbons. I still have most of them because nobody really cared much about the ribbons.
Like army-style chest pin ribbon.
You know who loved the shit out of that game? Little kids. These like fucking 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old kids would come along and they would just be like, this is so awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's great to throw things indoors in front of your mom and dad, isn't it?
Brought to you by All Natural Podcast.
Alright, so, as you know, we record this and we're usually way behind the times by the time it actually hits the internets.
Maybe not way behind, but way behind by internet's standards.
We're certainly far from being a live show.
And we're definitely not like, that kind of Twitter feedback sort of show. No.
But, Ronda Rousey showed up at the Royal Rumble.
Yes, she did.
Night. She didn't do much of shit.
No, she wasn't supposed to.
She came out and she posed and she pointed.
Wait a minute, she didn't even do anything?
No.
She didn't do shit.
For the audience, I didn't see any of this. I just saw something on the internet that was like, Rousey shows up, and that was it.
And that was it.
She didn't even wrestle or anything.
She showed up.
No, she's a promotional thing.
Well, then I don't even care about stuff like that.
That's
like having.
That's not the.
Pete Rose did more than that.
That's not the thing. She's not done yet. She's coming. She's
just getting started.
Well, did they just sort of introduce her like a talent, or was she like a guest referee who?
No,
she's
talent. She had.
I see.
Her theme song played, and she came down, and she pointed at the WrestleMania sign a couple of times. Who else did that? Undertaker did that shit.
Yeah.
Right. Undertaker came down, got in Roman Reigns' face. And
that was the year before.
And pointed at the WrestleMania sign, indicating that he was going to show up at WrestleMania and do some shit.
And she did the same thing.
And she came out and did the same thing, indicating that she's going to show up at WrestleMania and do more than slap Stephanie McMahon.
She's also going to schoolboy pin her.
That's what she did, right? That's what she did. It was Stephanie slapped her.
I don't know.
Anyway,
You know she's gonna schoolboy pin her.
so I mean,
She's gonna hit her. She's gonna be in the middle of the ring and forget it for just one split half second and throw a for real punch dead into her face. That's what the fuck's gonna happen.
She's just gonna slip. She's gonna slip. And
That
just
would
knock
almost
somebody
like
the fuck out.
that'd be very bad for whoever
Did you
she
see
punched,
the-
but it would be great
Also,
to see.
we could talk about Brock Lesnar fucking punching Braun Strowman straight in the fucking face.
right, he did.
Right in the head. Braun Strowman fucking at the Royal Rumble. Braun Strowman.
He was basically what it was.
Kneed Lesnar in the face.
Strowman was going extremely fast. They're in a triple threat match. Kane, Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman. And they're putting a big push right now with Braun Strowman and making him this irresistible force. Like, am I using the right word?
No, I think that's
Is that the correct
that's like
word?
an industry term, isn't it?
Okay.
Like the story is you can't be beat, so they call
basically
them
you're the
irresistible
fucking
force story.
you're
Yeah.
the fucking you're the man. You're throwing everybody around. They put him in a triple threat match. But anyways, he's going so fast, and so you have to work at a pace, obviously, in wrestling because of how it is. It's set up, it's paced, it's timed. You know, for anybody that doesn't know this, you're a fucking idiot if you don't know this by
But he
now.
got kneed in the face.
But Braun Strowman kneed the shit out of fucking Brock Lesnar right in the face. And Lesnar kind of stepped back, and then Lesnar told him, and you could hear it, they bleep it out, tells him to slow the fuck down, and then sticks him with a fucking right to the fucking side of the face. And Strowman stumbled.
It was stunned.
Now, mind you, Lesnar had the UFC gloves on. Okay? So
it could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Bare-fisted.
Bare-fisted, he might have pulled his punch a little bit more, knowing that it was going to break his fucking knuckles.
You know, possibly. And so he stumbled him, but Strowman took the punch.
Yeah, he didn't fall down or nothing.
No, he didn't fall down or nothing, but took the
and
punch.
this is a break from the script, right?
Yeah, for a minute, because Strowman was
just
he was going so fast.
No, I mean, total.
Yeah.
The whole punch was a break from the script.
Yes. Oh, yeah, big time. Big time.
See, now how the fuck am I reading about Ronda Rousey and that's what people are talking about when shit like that happens at wrestling? This is what I fucking hate about wrestling.
Because
Some
Ronda
famous
Rousey
bitch
is a big
shows
name.
up. Not that I'm not, I got nothing against Ronda Rousey, but she's famous. That's all it is you're a famous bitch. Okay, come in and you get to be the headline.
She's a legit badass,
But
man.
interesting shit happens, like, wrestler breaks character and punches other wrestler dead in the face.
It's nothing they're going to put
So
out there.
I guess what
Yeah.
I'm wondering is she
Well,
gonna?
I don't read that WWE's news. I read
Is she
fan site
is she gonna
news,
handle shit
you
the
know?
same way Brock Lesnar did and show up like every
No.
now and then?
No.
Get a paycheck.
Lesnar,
Granted, he's been working more lately than he has.
that's
been.
because of the
He's
shows
been
that are
working.
coming up.
You know what I mean?
But Lesnar's contract, and they signed it. They won't. Ronda Rousey, she has to. She went through NXT first,
Yeah.
training like behind the. They made her go down into that shit first. She wasn't doing like NXT shows, but she was in the training center. So they made her go in there. Lesnar, when he signed his contract, fucking 4.5 years ago, was I'm going to be the fucking champion and I'm going to work when I want to work, and that's how it's going to happen because I'm going to bring you money.
Doesn't
And Vince, because Vince loves him.
Not
Vince loves Lesnar. The Undertaker's the one that signed off on Lesnar beating him. Had the Undertaker said, Vince was like, how do you feel? And the Undertaker's like, well, if anybody's going to do it, I'll let him. And chose Brock Lesnar. The Undertaker signed off on that.
oh, for sure.
And then he signed off with Roman Reigns because Vince loves fucking Roman Reigns. Loves him. That's why he's the marketplace, right? That's why he's a marketer, man.
Today he loves them.
No, he always has.
No, I'm just saying tomorrow,
No,
All
he
right,
has the same feelings for him like he did, as like with Stone Cold.
Vince McMahon has been known to change his mind.
So,
All right, so segue to completely different shit. McMahon's bringing back the XFL.
Oh,
in 2 years,
yeah.
2020.
2020.
I heard
2020.
Yeah, that's actually for real.
Is this
Yes.
going to work?
No.
Is this going to work?
But I'll still fucking
Is it going to work?
at
It
Yes.
worked last time.
Yeah,
but
it'll work as well as it worked the first time.
and the first time it worked pretty
didn't
well.
work well enough
I mean,
because
he
it
got
didn't-
fans.
It didn't make any money though.
Right, well,
he got like 100 fans in each
He
city.
lost
He
a
did not do
shitload. He
very
lost a
well at
shitload
all.
of money in it.
It was
you know,
basically a
but
total
he's got to
loss.
have it figured out now. Look at he's gonna give opportunity to these people that ain't gonna be able to play in the pros.
Well, also, he is a much bigger player now, Vince McMahon himself, than
That's-
he ever was the
with-
first time.
yeah, he's a billionaire.
5 times
He's an
bigger
actual
of a
billionaire
force
billionaire.
in the
And
world.
he's taking time
you
to
know?
set it up and try and get it going there.
So yeah,
in the right
And
direction.
he's got like
Because
and he's
now-
got 5 times as many favors to call in now.
Okay,
you know?
so but my question is, he
sold
sold that camera to the NFL. Can he use it in the XFL?
I was wondering
He
the
better.
same thing. If he had like a clause in there that says if I ever come back, I get to use this motherfucker, and you don't get to keep me from using it, or something like that
Well, actually, I mean,
along those
You
lines.
may get a hit out of it. I don't know.
nowadays though, Hollywood uses like a dozen variations on those rigs, so you know,
Yeah, surely it's
you could
not
just
like
get a very similar
proprietary.
system. Even if it was proprietary, you could just get a similar way of doing it. I don't know. Like even if he does every bell and whistle that he could come up with and finds great talents and big names that he can get, everybody's like, "Hey, Tim Tebow is gonna play again." And I'm like, "Yeah, great."
It'd be Tim
Where did they
Tebow.
play at?
Huh?
Where did they play their games at?
XFL?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember the cities.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, what stadiums? What would they use?
Whatever they could get their hands on. Like I don't even think they even had regular venues for their teams. They just had to play with whatever was nearby that was open that week. I think.
They played in big. I thought they were in decent stadiums.
Sometimes, if it was empty.
Well, he's going to play He's not going to play during the NFL season.
I don't think they played in like any high school stadiums or anything.
That's what I
They
meant.
were all like
What-
college fields for sure. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you're thinking like the JUCO colleges, like Lincoln
I
University.
remember seeing some of those games and being like, "Damn, that field does not look much better than Waynesville High School's field."
Well, fuck, man. Some of these high school fields now are better than some of the. Or there's
I know
equal
though,
fucking
the
college
one at
fields.
Waynesville is better than it was when I was there.
Oh yeah,
So, I
dude,
mean,
10 times. They're fucking yeah.
Is it? I still haven't seen a game.
Yeah,
Can you
it's-
believe that?
Oh yeah, I have. I will.
Haven't seen.
I haven't read up on this XFL thing. Have either of you?
He just sent me a thing and I just seen that it's happening.
Well, has he said anything at all about what he's doing, or is it just because what I saw was the
He
news
said he's
broke?
gonna
And
have-
the reason the news broke was because he registered a trademark, and you have to fucking
Well-
register it. So somebody saw that it was registered and knew it was for real, and so obviously the story has to break now. And that was like as far as the story went. But there's been other shit that's come out since then about this. So, you know, because I'd like to know what cities are involved, how are you going to do it, when are you going to schedule it, are you going to do it during the summer, you know, all kinds of questions about this shit. Don't do it up against the NFL, that's for damn sure. You'll never get
So he
seen.
said he's
Maybe.
gonna have 8 teams.
8 teams.
Yeah, he doesn't know which cities they're gonna be in yet.
Well, you're going to go with the major
Yeah.
cities. You're going to see one in New York. You're going to see one in Chicago. You're going to see one in L.A.
St. Louis. They got an empty dome.
Damn sure have one in St. Louis.
They got an empty
They
dome.
got an empty dome that the city of St. Louis would be so fucking happy to unload on Vince McMahon. They'd be like, "Would you like to own this?"
That'd be fucking fabulous.
Dirt cheap.
You know what I'm saying? And like fucking WrestleMania gets held there every other year because they own the fucking place. You know?
Come right down the wild Mississippi.
Yeah, they would just make a whole new pay-per-view that was like monthly that was based around this former NFL stadium that is now home to the St. Louis Vincelos or whatever the fuck they would be called. That'd be funny if he has 8 teams and they're all just sort of like named after him in some weird way, you know. The Minneapolis McMahons, the Vegas Vinces. You know, wouldn't that be great?
The teams the first time the XFL came around were located in Birmingham, Chicago, New York, Orlando, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Memphis, and San Francisco.
All right. So St. Louis could actually get on board.
Theoretically, yeah. Well, I mean, not even theoretically. He might be targeting St. Louis just because he knows there's an empty stadium sitting there. That's probably what I would be thinking. I'd be like, wow, those guys are really desperate for my money. Yeah, the St. Louis Jobbers.
Well, one of the big things he's talking about is people are going to stand up. All of his players will stand
Oh, for the national anthem?
for the anthem.
He's the owner. He can declare that if he wants, I guess.
He owns every fucking team.
Well, I'm saying he sees the divide in the NFL.
Yeah, is he going to
community
own
right
every
now.
team like
Yeah.
that? Because if he is, he's going to have a long battle with the antitrust motherfuckers.
Oh, that's a good point.
And if he's not, maybe we should buy a fucking team.
Yeah.
See how much a team
Yeah,
costs. We'll
let's
put
get
him in
some
St.
shares
Louis.
together and we'll just start investing.
No,
in,
I've got an investor. I will get to buy this motherfucking team for us.
That's something to do with your lottery winnings right there.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Go up to Vince and
I'm
be
telling
like,
you
"Yo,
right
I'm putting
now,
up half the budget."
If this shit's real, and if we can buy a fucking team,
Hold on, we'll see what the current Powerball is because I happen to buy one. Let's see, Powerball, if this hits, is $127 million. Figure I'll end up with about 45 or so after taxes.
We ain't buying a
all the
fucking
rest
team
of
with
the
that.
cash option and shit.
I mean, we're talking XFL.
45 million
We're talking
for XFL.
how much we paying these guys?
I bet I could put together a pro
The
football team
important
for $1
question
million.
is, what are we calling him?
I'm not kidding.
What are we naming the St. Louis franchise?
If we own it.
Yes, we're setting it up. It's new.
All right, let's
We
go.
get to- we're on
Let's
the
go
ground
ridiculous
floor.
with it and call it the Missouri Blank, Missouri Blanks, like instead of St. Louis.
Missouri.
The reason I say that is because again, St. Louis would be so desperate to have some real team in there that was funneling money back into the place through that stadium that they would accept a break like that, and then the rest of the state can be like, "Oh, I get it. It's Missouri and not just St. Louis. We can be fans of these guys." Instead of like it was before, where the fucking Missouri rallied behind fucking Kansas City for some stupid reason, even when they lose and they suck, and hates on the Rams, and now the Rams are gone, and nobody cares, and they're all Kansas City, just like it was before. Whatever, I'm sorry, I'm bitter.
All right, so the Missouri what?
The Missouri Arches.
The Missouri All Naturals.
Yeah, there you go. The Missouri All Naturals. The Missouri Globetrotters. Maybe it doesn't have like a city or state attached to it. Maybe it's just the blanks.
Maybe it's just the Missourians.
Oh, just the Missourians.
Period.
And we play wherever in Missouri we feel like playing that week.
God damn it. Yeah, whatever roller skating rink is over.
Yeah, right. we don't give a fuck. The Missourians, team number 9 for the XFL. Assuming, of course, one of us hits the Powerball, which is currently at $127 million if you take the 30-year payout. So go buy your tickets, folks. Except it may be over by the time you hear this. So, yeah, I think we're done. We're all on our own when you get down to it. All we got is us, but we're all alone.
Poignant. Poignant.
All we got is us, and every man for himself. Those are the 2 things you need to remember in life, folks.
Because if you've got each other, then you've got yourself.
And if we're alone, at least we can be alone together.
And if you're standing alone, then it's all the same to everybody else. And when we come together as a group, we stand better on
We
our own 2
separate.
feet.
Yeah, we all learn to really set ourselves apart when we when we group up and become one by dividing into many. This is pretty good stuff. We should write copy for some teacher's textbook.
This is the new Dianetics.
This is right. Yeah, we're gonna start our own little cult. Excuse me.
Just send me $10. If you all send me $10, then we all have $10. You know
That's
what I'm
a good
saying?
point.
Then we all.
If you all send us $10, then we will all have $10. If you-
this is how the new way of looking
If you
at
would
things
like to
works.
have $10, please send $10 to. Well, I guess we don't really have a good mail drop for that, do we? If you would like to contact the All Natural Podcast, however, you could always contact us at davidwaverly@gmail.com.
In which I will reply with my Paylink account.
And
Or
yeah,
my
actually
PayPal
through that,
account.
you can then give us $10, and if enough people give us $10, then we will all have $10. It's a good plan. I mean, I really can't see any flaws in that logic.
Because we're together, we're together as one here.
Do remember that. Support the All Natural Podcasts. Easiest way to do it, apparently, is emailing David Waverly at gmail.com.
And while you're at it, like and subscribe, and let us know what kind of show you'd like to hear. Put something in the comments or something, or get us up on Facebook. Because here's the thing: we can't really move forward with real advertising until we've got 100 subscribers on YouTube. So our growth is kind of dependent on you. So
to get you
help
some
us
more advertising.
Help us help you.
You need advertising to be a more well-informed consumer. So that's important.
So you could let us know, what kind of topics you'd like to hear on the show, because quite frankly, we're running dry up here.
That is a great point. We're not running dry exactly, but one of the things that does keep us from bringing this out as fast as we have been.
We're
I keep hearing, the only thing I keep hearing about the show is, I like the show, I wish it came out more often, because I keep forgetting about you. Oh, well, okay, we can come out more often, schedules pertaining, depending on what we've got going on in our regular lives. But it's hard to keep coming up with things to talk about when we don't even know if the audience likes what we're talking about. That's the problem. We would like to know what you like, what you don't like.
So help a motherfucker out.
Help a motherfucker out. Drop us a line and, speak your mind. It's a good way to express yourself, because we'll probably, if we see good ideas for topics, we're certainly going to use them. Why not? Yeah. Have an all-natural day.